your body's cells are being renewed all the time. Your cells are dying and being renewed all the time. And they say it takes 7 years for all the cells in your body to be renewed. So I really do think it takes 7 years to fully go raw, you know, and certainly for me it was 10 years before I really fully felt like I actually would never care if I ever ate cooked food again. Because I said when I started, and I thought, yeah, I'm going to be totally raw. And then it was like, oh, but I'll never eat this, and I'll have to eat it for one last time, and all this kind of thing. And yeah, you just have to be really patient with your body, because we get in the beginning, it's really exciting when you get that taste of, you know, how good you can feel, and you want to feel like that all the time, but it is a process.
I'm not giving myself a hard time about it, but it's just that the craving gets so enormous, it's out of balance. So whereas normally I'd eat a slice of toast,
Right.
I have like 5, you know, because I've gone out of balance.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to be 100% raw, my thing's just more raw more of the time, and as long as I'm enjoying it, you know. But it's weird because a craving will come up, like I had a super noodle craving a couple of weeks ago, and it's so strong. I eat the noodles and I feel so awful that I know I'm never going to, it's like it comes up to be eliminated.
Yeah, definitely.
Like it's suddenly, you're detoxing a new super noodle out of your body or something. And then your body goes, super noodles! And you eat them and you go, oh God, I feel so awful. And I know I'll never touch them again. And Pringles made me vomit. So they're off as well. So gradually everything's getting...
That could be a good raw food t-shirt slogan, wouldn't it? Pringles make me vomit. But this is what happens, because in the beginning we have the 5 most addictive foods are rice, soya, wheat, potatoes and corn. So I think it's, you know, a lot to do with your genetics and, you know, where you're from. I'm half Irish, so I had the potato gene, so I found potatoes with the last cooked food that I stopped wanting to eat. And my children have the potato gene, and that's the only cooked food they really ask for is potatoes. So it's good to know that, and know that those will probably be your last foods. But you have addictions. Food is addictive. Food is really addictive, and you have addictions to certain foods. But what happens is you start getting addicted to feeling good. When you have that raw high, when you feel this amazing feeling of feeling, you know, so vibrantly alive in your body, you get addicted to that feeling, and that feeling, that addiction replaces the feeling of, you know, the cooked food. So as you were saying, you'll go back and you'll try the cooked foods, but they don't hit the spot that they used to. And it's the same if you've ever given up anything, like if you're a smoker, and, you know, when you're a smoker and you inhale and it hits the spot and it feels it's what you need, isn't it? And then you give up smoking and you smell it on other people a year later and it's really, really horrible, and you think, how could I ever do that? It's the same process. Your body just starts to wake up, and things that used to appeal so it's trusting that body's process. Maybe, you know, in the past you've been in a relationship and that person's been the most amazing person ever, and then a couple of years later you look back and you go, what did I ever see in him? It's just evolving. You evolve, you grow out of things, and it's trusting in that body's process that you are going to grow out of that phase, and your body's intuition will get stronger. And yeah, you know, I think it's really important that it doesn't become a head thing, it doesn't become a stress thing, because then you're really missing the point of why we're doing this. If you're trusting in that body's process and your intuition, then it all just flows so much easier. Because we have this idea, I was talking to Rachel about this earlier, we have this idea in our culture of health, and we have this idea of health being absence of disease, you know, so if you're not ill, you're well. But what we're talking about here is a whole other level. It's a whole other paradigm of just feeling beyond well, isn't it? And it's so hard to put it into words. It's so hard to explain it because our culture doesn't have words. It's like, I feel fantastic, I feel amazing, but it doesn't really sum up this level of vibrancy. And, you know, obviously I talk about this a lot, and I'm trying to kind of find ways to put into words. I've been thinking recently, it's like if you go into a room and you sense the atmosphere in a room, and a room can be really dull and boring and oppressive and somewhere you want to leave quite quickly, or a room can be a brilliant party where you want to stay all the time. My body is like a brilliant party. Do you know what I mean? There's an atmosphere in my body, in my cells, because I've done all this detox work and all this alignment work. It just, in my body, it feels like a great party all the time.